Drivers leaving their original series from across the world to run in NASCAR seems like a common thing with the next-gen car, especially with each manufacturer having their own part-time car to cycle these drivers in and out in. Racing stars like Dario Franchitti, Marcos Ambrose, and Shane Van Gisbergen have all been fortunate enough to swap series and come to NASCAR with varying results for each driver. But what about F1 drivers in NASCAR? Well, in this video I'll go over 3 former F1 drivers who made the swap and see how they fared in NASCAR. As always, like and subscribe, and enjoy the video. The first driver to start this video is probably the most notable driver to come from F1 so far. Unfortunately, being most known in the NASCAR world for his jet dryer incident in the 2012 Daytona 500, Juan Pablo Montoya started off running for Chip Ganassi in the kart series full-time in 1999, winning the championship in his rookie year, and following that up the next year by winning the Indy 500 as a rookie. Montoya had already won everything kart had to offer in 2 years, and he would leave Chip Ganassi Racing after 2000 with Ganassi's approval, and would debut in F1 with Williams in the 2001 season after signing a 2-year contract to replace future NASCAR driver Jenson Button. It's funny how that works. Montoya's car was fast and capable of racing for wins, but was unreliable, and he was frequently involved in accidents, reaching a boiling point after a crash with another future NASCAR driver, this time Jacques Villeneuve. When in a free practice session, Villeneuve would pass and then brake check Montoya, causing Villeneuve to slam and hit the guardrail, blaming the crash on Montoya. Following that at a driver's meeting, Montoya would allegedly try to fight Villeneuve, telling him if he ever did that again, he would, quote, put him in the fucking wall. Villeneuve would respond by telling Montoya he would, quote, put him in a fucking tree. Montoya then suggested that Villeneuve had already killed someone that season, a reference to when a marshal died by getting hit by a detached wheel. This would result in Villeneuve grabbing him by the shirt and attempting to choke him. Following that, Montoya would win his first career F1 race during the 2001 Italian Grand Prix, winning the pole and leading 29 of 53 laps. After going winless in 2002, Montoya would win twice in 2003 and once in 2004, before swapping from Williams to McLaren in 2005, being teammates with another future NASCAR driver in Kimi Räikkönen. Montoya would break out and win 3 times, finishing 4th in points in his first season with the team, but in 2006 he would be winless through the first 10 races, before being involved in an 8-car accident on the first lap of the United States Grand Prix, colliding with the rear of Räikkönen's car, and then into Jenson Button. Montoya would leave F1 following this race, stating, "I left out of boredom. I wasn't enjoying the races. I had done everything I had to do, and I had achieved almost all the goals that I had. I only needed to win a title, and I realized my chances were very small. Leaving was the best decision that I could have made. The car drove me to boredom. My teammate was finishing 5th or 6th too. We were finishing in the same place all the times. It wasn't me, it was the car. Fighting for 5th place is no fun. I wanted a new challenge, and NASCAR is just that. Different, fresh. I could be racing for another 10 to 15 years. It's a different world. It's more relaxed. It's a different story." And on July 9th of 2006, the 30-year-old Montoya would sign a multi-year deal with Chip Ganassi to run full-time in the 42 for 2007, along with a part-time Busch schedule. He would make his stock car debut in the ARCA series in the 2006 Fall Talladega race, running the 4 Havoline car for Chip Ganassi Racing. Finishing 3rd on the day, he would say after the race, "I never had so much fun in my life. It's freaky, you were always on the edge, but it was fun." He would make his Cup debut at Homestead in 2006, but would not be as successful, after getting dumped by Ryan Newman late in the race for a prior incident, ironically having him start his career in a crash resulting in a ball of fire. In 2007, Montoya would win his first NASCAR race in Mexico City in the Busch Series, and after 15 races in the Cup season, he would have 1 top 5 and 2 top 10s, before going to the first road course race of the season.
Then the short jog for turn 12. Juan Pablo Montoya coming to the checker flag. The fuel lives and Montoya wins at Sonoma.
Following his Sonoma win, his only other notable moments would be an impressive runner-up in that year's Brickyard 400, and a scuffle with Kevin Harvick after losing a good finish at Watkins Glen. Montoya rounded out the season 20th in points, with 1 win, 3 top 5s, and 6 top 10s. A solid rookie season. 2008 would be a tough year for Montoya though, seeing just 2 top 5s with the runner-up at Talladega and a 4th at Watkins Glen, he would finish the season 25th in points, with much to be desired entering his 3rd full season. 2009 was by far Montoya's best NASCAR season. Although he would fail to make it in victory lane again, he would be in contention for multiple wins on ovals. Nearly winning the Brickyard 400 that year, but after leading 111 laps, he would suffer a heartbreaking penalty under green flag pit stops, giving the win to Jimmie Johnson. Montoya would qualify for his first and only NASCAR chase in 2009, and after 4 races he would sit 3rd in the points, with a chance at the championship. But he would suffer 3 finishes of 35th or worse in the final 6 races, leaving him 8th in the points, with 7 top 5s and 18 top 10s, both being the best of his Cup career. 2010 would be a different story for Montoya, because in 2009 he would suffer 0 DNFs, and while the speed was there just like the year prior, he would fail to finish 8 times, including the Brickyard 400, where again he would have the dominant car, but due to getting shuffled from 7th to the lead after a 4-tire pit stop instead of too late in the race, he would crash trying to make up the ground. Fortunately for Montoya, he would capture his 2nd NASCAR win just 2 weeks later at Watkins Glen.
Corner for the final time.
Sorry about last week again. Did an awesome job. Way to go there, big boy. Good job.
Juan Pablo Montoya, his
job,
2nd Cup win.
This more than anybody else. Great job, everybody.
2011 and 2012 are both down years for Chip Ganassi Racing, and Montoya would struggle, capturing 2 top 5s and 10 top 10s over the 2 seasons, with his only notable moment being his crash in the 2012 Daytona 500.
We just got a report that he was complaining about a bad vibration in every gear.
No, Larry, he just slammed
into the jet dryer.
I think he slammed into the jet dryer.
They're trying to clear debris off the racetrack, and the car brakes, won't steer, and he slides up the track and into the back of that surplus helicopter jet engine on a trailer used to dry the racetrack.
Larry, Mike, I saw sparks coming out from the car as if it had a tire down or something. What an incredible turn of events. I've never in my life.
2013 was Montoya's final full-time year in Cup, and he would have 2 chances to capture his first NASCAR oval win that season. At Richmond he would be leading late in the race, but with 6 to go a caution would come out for Denny Hamlin blowing a tire. The leaders would pit, and Montoya would take 4 tires, while some drivers took 2, restarting him in 6th. And during the green-white checkered he would struggle to pass, while Kevin Harvick would drive through the leaders on fresh tires and take the win from him. Later in the year at Dover, Montoya would this time be the one on 2 tires late in the race, and after a Jimmie Johnson penalty, it seemed like he had the win locked up, until Tony Stewart would mount a charge late in the race, and pass him on the outside with 3 to go to win that race also. That would be the last notable moment for Montoya in NASCAR, and after 2 starts with Penske in 2014, he would retire from the sport entirely. He did, however, return to IndyCar, seeing him win 1 more Indy 500 in his career. The next driver is the son of 3-time F1 champion, Nelson Piquet. Nelson Piquet Jr. started as a reserve driver in 2007, before being promoted in 2008 to the Renault F1 team, as a teammate to 2-time champion Fernando Alonso. In his first season he would get 1 podium, capturing his 2nd place in the German Grand Prix. Piquet Jr. would collect points in 5 other races that season, and finished 12th in the points, but was still in danger of losing his ride throughout the 2008 season due to poor performance. In 2009, Piquet would struggle through the first half of the season, collecting points only once with a 10th place run, and after the Hungarian Grand Prix, he would be let go from his team. And to make matters worse, allegations would soon surface that Piquet crashed his car on purpose during the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix to benefit his teammate. When first accused of this, he would say it was a mistake and wasn't intentional, before later admitting he had wrecked on purpose and had been asked by his team to stage the crash. The Renault racing team would deny these allegations, leading to a court case that Piquet would eventually win. In 2010, he would make the switch to NASCAR after a test with Red Horse Racing, driving in the Camping World Truck Series with them. Piquet would make his stock car debut in the ARCA Series at Daytona, driving the 6 for Eddie Sharp Racing, finishing 27th 13 laps down. However, in his first truck race he became the first Brazilian driver to finish top 10 in the series, finishing 6th. Later that season Piquet would start running part-time for Billy Ballou, collecting 2 top 10s in 4 starts, with an 8th at Texas and a 10th at Michigan. This would impress team owner Kevin Harvick, and on December 13, 2010, it was announced that Piquet would drive the 8 as a third truck team. Piquet would have a solid rookie year in the trucks, earning 6 top 5s and 8 top 10s, including a runner-up in the first Nashville race, earning him a 10th place points finish and a runner-up to Joey Coulter for Rookie of the Year. KHI would close its doors at the end of the season, leading Piquet to sign with Turner Motorsports for 2012, and the 30 full-time in the Truck Series and part-time in the Nationwide Series. 2012 would be his breakout year, capturing his first NASCAR win in his third nationwide start.
Third start in a NASCAR Nationwide Series car for Nelson Piquet Jr., the son of the former Formula One champion, making a transition from his own Formula One career to NASCAR racing. Comes over from NASCAR's Camping World Truck Series and is going to be the first one to the checkered flag at Road America. Nelson Piquet Jr. wins in Wisconsin.
Next, he would capture his first truck win at Michigan.
Well, he slowed down, that's for sure. And right now, he comes out of turn number 4. This time by, he's going to see the white flag. One more time around Michigan International Speedway. 2 miles. Does he have enough fuel? Coming out of turn number 4. Does he have enough fuel to make it in front of Jason White? Coming to the checkered flag. It's Nelson Piquet Jr. winning at Michigan.
Piquet would win again at Las Vegas, bringing his truck win total to 2 and resulting in a 7th place points finish. After his breakout 2012, Piquet moved to full-time in the Nationwide Series, driving the number 30 for Turner Scott Motorsports in 2013. He would struggle this season, getting only 5 top 10s, with the best place finish of 8th and his only highlight being an altercation with Brian Scott, while also rookie teammate Kyle Larson was fighting for wins. Piquet would finish 12th in points and would be let go from the team after sponsorship issues. He wouldn't be seen in NASCAR again until the 2014 Watkins Glen Cup race, where in a one-off deal for Randy Humphrey Racing, he would pilot the 77, collecting a respectable 26th in his debut. He would make his final NASCAR start in 2016, driving the 98 for... I'm not even going to try to pronounce that team. The team that Eric Almirola won in, at Mid-Ohio, wrecking early in the rain resulting in a 38th place finish. Nelson Piquet Jr. now runs many racing series, mainly running Formula E from 2014 to 2019 following his NASCAR tenure, and in my opinion should be viewed by NASCAR fans as one of the best F1 turned NASCAR drivers. The last driver to be featured is the only American in this video. Scott Speed's first F1 appearance came in 2005 at the Canadian Grand Prix, taking part as a test driver for Red Bull Racing, and debuting in the series full-time in 2006 for Toro Rosso at 23 years old. Speed would struggle in his first year, collecting points in only 2 races with the best run of 9th, while DNFing in 5 of 18 races. He would return to the team in 2007 and would regress from his rookie year, DNFing in 7 of 11 races, before eventually getting let go from the team following the European Grand Prix and allegedly getting into a physical altercation with team principal Franz Tost. Although being let go from the team, he would still have backing from Red Bull, allowing him to have a full-time ARCA ride when he came back in America for the 2008 season, driving the Red Bull sponsored 2 for Eddie Sharp Racing. Speed would have an amazing debut season driving stock cars, collecting his first win at Kansas in his 5th start, while also going on a stretch during the summer which saw him win 3 out of 4 races, at Kentucky, Berlin, and Nashville, while finishing 2nd in the race he didn't win at Pocono. Due to this stellar season, Speed would enter the finale at Toledo 90 points out of 2nd place Ricky Stenhouse, but on lap 27 his chances at a championship would be taken by Stenhouse.
Talking about the opposite, they are so concerned about how aggressive Stenhouse is behind him. Speed has actually talked on the radio about letting the 99 go around, and they make contact. Speed into the wall.
Speed into the wall hard, and that happened because Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was into the back of him. Let's see if he's able to continue on.
Speed, being understandably frustrated, would only take 3 green flag laps before evening the score on Stenhouse, and making sure neither of them would win the title.
A little contact right there, a little... problem. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. around, and oh, by the way, that was the 2.
Speed would be parked by ARCA after the incident, but it wouldn't matter, considering the car was totaled and he just busted through the inside pit wall. On the flip side of 2008, Scott Speed would make his NASCAR debut in the Truck Series, running in 16 races and collecting his first NASCAR win at Dover. Speed, just like an ARCA, would have a great debut season in the trucks, getting 4 top 5s and 9 top 10s, and also making 5 starts in the Cup Series for Red Bull Racing, collecting a best finish of 16th. These runs in 2008 would deservingly result in a full-time nationwide Truck Series ride for Scott Speed in 2009. Never mind, someone at Red Bull decided that a full-time Cup Series ride was the best course of action. And like a story you already know the ending to, it played out about as well as you could expect. Outside of a top 5 at Talladega thanks to the entire field wrecking, he would get 3 top 20s and a 35th place points finish and 2 D&Qs, while his teammate Brian Vickers would break out and capture the team's first win while also making the chase. Yikes. Speed would also partake in 13 Busch starts, collecting an impressive 8 top 10s and 1 pole for Michael Waltrip Racing, and if he had ran this full-time instead of Cup, his career might have been a different story. Alas, for 2010, he was back in the 82. It would improve on his rookie season. It was impossible not to. By doubling his top 10 total to 2 with a 10th place at Atlanta and a 10th place at Daytona. Speed would cut his DNF total down from 9 in 2009 to 2 in 2010, but would still only manage the 30th points finish. After getting replaced by Casey Kane in 2011, he would be without a ride for most of the season, before joining Whitney Motorsports for 10 races in the 46 at the end of the year, and 3 races for Max Hugh Motorsports in the 37. In 2012, he would start and park at Levine Family Racing for 14 races, only running the 2 road course races as full races. Collecting an impressive 17th place run at Watkins Glen, he would return to the team in 2013, DNFing in 9 of 12 races, but collecting a top 10 run with a 9th place in the Spring Talladega race. Scott Speed would be released following a last place run at Atlanta, never running in NASCAR again. Following his NASCAR career, Speed would take part in Global Rallycross for many years, before fracturing his vertebrae in 2019 at the Nitro World Games. Transitioning from F1 to NASCAR requires a unique blend of skill, adaptability, and courage, and will always be seen, as even this weekend 2311 Racing will be setting up the 50 car for Kamui Koibashi for the race at COTA. Although most drivers who transfer to NASCAR struggle, it's important to look at their overall career, as they usually have sustained success somewhere else. Anyways, if you like this video, subscribe, and comment below if you want to see a part 2 of this.